Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to review Module 10, Week 10. There are some important announcements to make. This week is Thanksgiving week, and I recognize that many of you have probably made plans to celebrate Thanksgiving, plans to perhaps travel, and the last thing I want to do is to overwhelm you with work. That's why if you notice on the course calendar, I stated clearly that no work is due from November 22nd to the 26th. Now, I want to be clear that even though I've stated this, I also recognize in the previous course calendar, the character analysis final draft was supposed to be due on the 21st. Since I'm not going to get my feedback on your papers turned in onto the 20th of November, which is on the Monday, I don't think you would have enough time, and so I decided to change the date, and this leads me to the course calendar updates to the due dates to the 26th, which is on a Sunday. Now if you cannot turn in this first final draft on the 26th, I will let you turn it in early in the morning. That will be November 27. Essentially it will be week 11, but you have to turn it in early in the morning, maybe like 7 a.m. I don't want you doing some work that is due in week 10 in week 11, because you have, trust me, a lot to worry about in week 11. So you're looking at the course calendar, you can see that in week 10, this is the week in which I'm supposed to review the final assignment project. I have good news for you. I have already reviewed that. I now released this assignment. You can preview it. I'm not saying you should start doing the final assignment project. I have recorded some videos on this, how you can understand the final assignment project. So the purpose of this video is not to repeat myself, but just to remind you of some updates. Now you will notice that I have the library instruction activity. Now you guys are not going to go to the library in person or online. Instead, what I've done is I recorded a meeting with the librarian, Jessica Prius, and she was very kind to let us record the library session in which she discussed how you can use the Harper's Library's resources, especially when you're working on your final project, because I want you to get exposed to sources from the library, sources that are based on the database, not just Googling sources. So you have to complete this activity. It's only 10 points. It's not a lot of work. All you have to do is watch the video from the librarian, and you're going to respond to the prompt. So I'm going to review that in a moment. That can be found under the Assignments and Projects tab. You will go to the Final Assignment Project and Activities, essentially where the final assignment is, and then you are going to click on Library Instruction Sessions and Activities, and this is the video you're going to watch. And once you watch the video, there is an library instruction activity. You're going to watch you're going to respond to this instruction activity. It's only 10 points, and that's it. That's what you have to do during the Thanksgiving week, to turn in on the 21st, which is on a Tuesday. Now, in looking at the library instruction activities, I assume that you perhaps try to preview what I'm asking you to do for the final assignment project. Now, I assume that you will have previewed the final assignment project. Watch this, my review of part 1, and then my review of part 2. The assignment handout is attached, and the list of approved commencement speeches also attached. So make sure you review that. Now let's go back to the course calendar. So you can see that I have said library instruction activity, see final assignments projects folder, because that's where you're going to find it. You also can find it under week 10, I posted a hyperlink to that. When you click on, so this is the specific folder. So course link, once you click on this, it will bring you to the final assignment project page. So I did that for your convenience. Okay, another change that I made to the course calendar is it's just my summary and response to David Foster Wallace's Kenyon commencement address. This is just an instructional tutorial, just walking you guys through how I responded to David Foster Wallace's commencement speech, because you guys are going to select the speech and you're going to respond to that speech. So if you're overwhelmed or you think that this is too difficult, you could look at my sample. It doesn't have to be like mine, but I'm just giving you, I did this because I want to give you guys some sense of how should I say, relief, confidence as you do this final assignment project. Another change that I made, you will notice that I have December 7. As it looks, this is likely going to be day. I'm going to block out my time. I've taken time off work. I want to meet with each and every one of you on December 7th. I'm going to spread myself out across a whole day. I'm going to have meetings during the day, meetings in the afternoon, and possibly in the evening, and maybe at night. That's the main sacrifice I'm willing to make for you guys. So please, when you see information or announcement on making a conference with me, it's going to be first come, first serve. I want to meet all of you. I repeat, I want to meet all of you, especially if I've never met you before. There's some of you who've had meetings with me, but there's some of you I've never met before, so I'm really looking forward to this. If December, well, let's leave it at that. I will find a way to meet with you if this time is not going to work, but everybody must complete this sign-up sheet to meet with me or let me know of their availability. Next, you want to look at week 13. This is a very special week. Typically, I have everything that is due in this week will be due by the 14th and the 15th. Now 15th is not here listed because something is going to happen on December 15th. I'm going to keep quiet because it's when you get the announcement you will see, but it's going to be an assignment presentation and it's going to be a special one. I've given you a few details, but I'm going to let you know in the first week of December. It's going to involve my students in English 101 W55 and English 101 W68. I'm going to do something very different in terms of class meeting. It's not going to be mandatory but optional, and this is in response to what I see as a need in college, a need in this class, and I'm sure that many of you, some of you have reached out to me about this. You would appreciate it. I'm not going to say much at this point, but to let you know that watch out for my special announcement regarding December 15th and the final assignment presentation. Once again, it's not mandatory, but at the same time it's highly encouraged, and I'm going to do a lot to promote it because there are many students who are looking forward to this and who are going to be involved. Now, the final assignment project I mentioned in the course calendar is due on the 14th. That's the final draft. So semester is ending. You want to take note of all that I've stated on the course calendar because there's not much time. Let's go back into the announcements. Now you guys will notice that I already mentioned this, the changes that I'm going to make. These are changes that are likely going to impact your schedule, and I highly encourage you guys, because this week, the Thanksgiving week, I understand it's good. A lot is going to happen. Some of you have to meet with family, some of you have to travel, but before you travel, before you sign out, before you say I'm done for the week and then go on to your various plans for the Thanksgiving week, make sure you know what is coming. In other words, pay attention carefully to the due dates. I try my best not to overwhelm you. That is why I'm going over this. I've made changes to the course calendar. The only thing you have to worry about turning in this week, this Thanksgiving week, is the library instructions activity. But in order for you to complete this, it assumes that you will review the assignment project, not intensely, but at least have some understanding of it, and then you would follow the librarian's module in the activities for the library instruction session, which is quite related to your final assignment project, and that's it. Now you will have to worry about your character analysis essay assignments. I don't think many of you would turn in your final draft on the 21st, which is why I gave you more time to turn this in on the 26th. It's not typical that I assign work on a day that college is closed or it's seen as a break, but I did this because I wanted to give you guys more time. I didn't want to force more work down your throats. At the same time, I don't want you to bring this work into the next week. But as I've mentioned, if you cannot turn it in by the 26th, it's gotta be on the 27th early in the morning. Okay? That concludes my review for Module 10, Week 10. I want to use this opportunity to say Happy Thanksgiving and have a good one, you and yours.